Hi there traders, welcome to my weekly Forex overview with Admiral Markets. My name is Chris and specifically looking at the euro dollar making a bullish rally. We'll take a look at the charts in just a second. First of all, be aware that this video is shown to a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. Please visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence and contact an appropriate entity to find out if it is suitable for you. Also, please note that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this webinar, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Let's start with the 4-hour chart. This is the euro dollar and price has been in a bearish kind of sentiment channel to the downside. Is this the start of a reversal or just a retracement? In my eyes, it is most likely still a retracement, and that's because of the fact that this could easily be an A, B, C correction for, or within, I should say, a bigger wave 4. This could be a wave 1, this could be wave 2, this could be a wave 3, and if this wave analysis and pattern is correct, then the next step would be a wave 5 that would either challenge this top, I should say, or break the top. And that would complete not only a blue wave 5, but also a wave 5 of a higher degree of a weekly / maybe even monthly degree. And that would finish the wave 5 of 5, and we would expect a bigger ABC to the downside again. And that ABC could be big. We'll show you in just a second. So is this indeed ABC correction? Then price should indeed respect the 23, 38, or 50 fib. Typically does not go deeper than the 61.8 fib. The real invalidation level is the top of wave 1, which I think, let me check, could be this wave 1 or it could even be here. So that depends. But in any case, this top has some importance to it as well. Typically, as I said, the 61.8 fib is not broken. I mean, that's quite a big, deep retracement already. So if it were to break below that level, then it is probably in a downtrend, all right, or at least the upside is not looking as good anymore, all right. For the moment, this is typical, I would say, for a wave 4 correction. 50 fib is okay as a retracement. 38.2 is the most common one, but still fine. We had a pretty strong support zone here, upside, sideways movement, upside. So that entire zone is often considered a support. So not surprising that price is trying to bounce in the same area. For the moment, price has actually broken above this bearish trend channel, as you can see, and it is trying, or maybe has already, it's still trying to break above this resistance zone as well, which is important, in the lower time frames here. Not only should price break above the channel, what it seems to have already done, but it should break above the previous top too, and there's a weekly pivot point right above it and along the moving average. So I'm going to dive into what kind of trade setups I think are interesting in just a second. I just want to share with you very quickly the long-term perspective. All right, basically on a weekly chart, we're looking at a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So there we go. So if this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see, there's 5 of 5 left. However, if price were to break below support around this area, then this could actually indicate the end of the wave 5, and down we go for wave A. That could maybe go here, up for B, and down for C. So there could be maybe some head and shoulders here, for instance. If price does this, let me show you to the downside, then to the upside, to the same level of the left shoulder here, and then it can go down again for wave C like this, all right? And we could have something like this going on. So in that case, we could have an A, B, C, and after a 5 wave up, and then typically we would expect another 5 wave up, but that is way down the line. All right, that's the long-term perspective. Very quickly, I want to dive into what could happen basically in the next days. So from my perspective, what I'm looking for, whether this upside is the start of a new trend or is this still a hook back for more downside, it's still a question mark, right? I am bullish because I think that this is ABC, but I wouldn't be trading it right here because it's still at local resistance. So what I'm looking for basically is price to be able to break above the weekly pivot point, which is 123, 123.10. I'm looking for a good solid 4-hour candle, all right? And that for me would confirm kind of the upside. Now I think that this could still be a wave 1, so what I would like to see probably is some kind of correction as a part of wave 2, and that could be interesting to look for long setups there, because that could be the wave 3 of wave 5, of 5. All right? And there could be a breakout from the weekly pivot point to the R1. All right? Now, we don't have to break. We could make a hook back right away. As long as price doesn't break this bottom, it could still be a wave 1, 2. And if there are still interesting candlestick patterns here, it could still be interesting to try to trade the reversal, the end of wave 2 and the start of wave 3. So either for me, I'm looking for dips, basically. I'm looking for price to either make a dip here and fail to break this bottom and show some bullish candlestick patterns in this zone, or to break and then make a hook back and again look for candlestick patterns, or if it breaks and makes a flag, then we might not get a deeper pullback and we only might get a kind of a retracement back to the weekly pivot point. And then I might consider buying the euro dollar at a shallower level, all right? But I would need to see a bullish break and a corrective pattern before thinking about that particular aspect. Now, the pound is looking pretty much similar to the euro dollar, but there is one major difference. It has retraced way deeper, all right? It is actually going further down and therefore looking a little bit more bearish. It actually went all the way to the 61.8 fib, depending on how you place that fib exactly. But in any case, the retracement is deeper. Now, I wouldn't say that we're necessarily in a downtrend as yet. To me, this pattern is starting to look a little bit like a falling wedge, which is a potential bullish reversal signal. On lower time frames, however, I think that there could still be one more push lower, one more lower low, because this could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So price would have to break above this bottom for that wave analysis to be invalidated. So for me to trade a bullish breakout, price would need to really break above 140 or 139.50, sorry. Because then it would break above this bottom. It would break above the long-term moving average, the trend line, and the weekly pivot point. So I would need to see some good 4-hour candles there, or 1-hour candles and the flag, and then a continuation like that. Otherwise, I'm expecting still one more lower low, but I don't think that lower low will go too far. It could go to maybe just a few pips below it, really, like 137.50, 137.25 maybe. Those could be already bouncing spots, and then it can make that rally to the top of the rising wedge, maybe make a hook back, make a head and shoulders pattern like this, and then start breaking to the upside. So I don't think it's worth maybe shorting here. I think this rising wedge is quite dangerous, and it might break to the upside. In my view, probably better to look for the breakout to the upside. Maybe a reversal trade at the bottom of the rising wedge, but I would definitely need to see some bullish candlestick patterns or the right shoulder of a future inverted head and shoulders right here. All right, so I'm still waiting with the pound dollar, but I have some ideas floating around for this week, as you can see. The S1 also could be a bouncing spot too, by the way, 136.75. Before I take a look at the dollar yen, please take a look at our webinar schedule. Nanette, of course, on Monday and Wednesday is taking a look at live live trading. I do that on Tuesday and Wednesday. Not this week though, but next week I'm back with reading price action. And also this Thursday, we moved our educational webinar to Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we're taking a look at Fibonacci expansions, retracements, and targets. And of course, each trading day, real-time trading ideas in the morning, 10 a.m. GMT time. Last but not least, the dollar yen is looking very corrective. Not a big fan of this particular market structure and patterns. It does look very corrective, and you can draw a lot of trend lines here like this. It does look a little bit like a falling wedge as well. More importantly, perhaps, than that is that it's just at very key bottoms. We can zoom out on the daily chart and you can see, look at that, strong support levels there. Now, those might break, you never know, but for the moment, I think that price is struggling to do that. As you can see, Friday was actually a big indecision day, slightly bullish. Could be a bounce spot as well, rather than a breakout spot. So for the moment, I'm sitting on the sidelines and seeing if price will break through that zone to the downside, or will it break to the upside, in fact, and bounce from this zone. So I think maybe keep an eye on this daily chart makes sense. I mean, a bearish candle that could close below 107.50, break below 107.50, looks bearish, maybe even a close below 107.75. Whereas a close above 109 on the daily chart could indicate a bullish breakout, actually. So I think that could be the best plan, because for the moment, these lower time frames just very rangy. Prices really caught in between the support zone, but also the downtrend is putting pressure on it. So I will wait for more info. All right, if you want to download some of those tools I'm using, check out the Supreme Edition plugin at admiralmarkets.com website. And of course, you can find out there more info about how to trade, our analysis, and more live webinars, of course. Check out admiralmarkets.com. Wish you all great trading and talk to you soon. Cheers.